In this video, I'm going to show you how to pair a Cengage product with your Brightspace course. To start, we're going to click on Content and create a module in which to put our Cengage links. So I'm going to call this module Cengage. Then click on Course Admin and Course Builder. If you see this page the first time you access it, you can uncheck this box and click Start. If you don't uncheck this box, you'll see this screen every time you log in or you access Course Builder. So I'm going to click Start. On this screen, you'll see an icon on the left that says New Cengage Course Builder, and I'm going to drag that icon on top of the Cengage module I just created. At this pop-up window, I'm going to type in my username and password. And I have this message, congratulations, you've successfully registered your Cengage account, and it will momentarily redirect me. If this happens, where it puts you back in a loop every time you log in, we'll try one more time. If it happens to redirect me back to that page, and it did, all you have to do is click on this, click here to authorize Cengage Learning. And that's going to open a new window that says that Cengage is trying to access your information and would you like to proceed. I'm going to check this box to say don't ask me again and click continue. And now it reloaded this to show me all the list of textbooks that I can choose from. So from here, I'm going to look for the course that I want to pair or the textbook that I want to pair that I'm using for my class. If you don't see your textbook in this list, you can contact Cengage directly and let them know that your textbook is not in the list. I'm going to select this one as an example. Once I select my textbook, I can do a couple of things. I can either create a new MindTap course for that textbook, or if I have an existing course from previous semesters that I've structured and organized how I want it to be, I can copy from an existing. But in this scenario, I'm going to show you how to create a new MindTap course. We're going to name it and give it some information here. We're going to give it a start date. I'm going to choose today as an example, but you would choose the beginning and end dates of the course, and then your time zone. You can add additional details here if you prefer. And then continue. And here there are two options. You can either synchronize an overall course score from Cengage to Brightspace, or you can synchronize individual activity scores. The first option is if you want Cengage to calculate all of the scores that they get for all of the activities and then throw one score into Brightspace. The second option is if you have individual activities and you want a column to show up in the gradebook for each of those activities in Brightspace, you would choose that second option. So for this example, I'm going to choose the second option. And then continue. And it says import completed, and it's going to redirect me back to this screen here. And if I were to expand that module that I added it in, there's that course I just added. If I click on content, we'll come back to this page because I will show you how to add deep links if you want to add a link for each homework assignment or activity inside of Brightspace and then a grade item. But if I just wanted a link to Cengage from Brightspace that students can click on, I'm finished that process here. So if I click on content, you'll see I'm in my Cengage module, and there's the link that I just created to Cengage. So if I click on that, it's telling me that I have pop-ups blocked, which is great because this happens a lot. So in the top right corner of my browser, I'm going to click on the little icon and say always allow pop-ups from here and click done. And then I'm going to click on this link one more time. And that pops up in a new window. Cengage always opens in a new window. So once I'm going to be presented with a couple of screens the first time I access my newly created course. You can view those. I'm going to close them for now. And here's the course that I just integrated with Brightspace. So I have all of my items here. Now I'm going to go back to my course in Brightspace, and I'm going to go back to content. And you can see this link is ready to go. Students can navigate to that link and access all of their Cengage materials. Now, if you want to add deep links, meaning if you want to add the links to each of the homework assignments that they have to do, and if you want to add those gradebook items into Brightspace's gradebook, so it's calculated as part of their total score, you're going to follow the next step with me. We're going to go back to Course Admin. We're going to go back to the Course Builder. And you'll see the screen again unless you unchecked this box. So I'm going to click Start so that you're on this screen here. And we're going to repeat the process that we just did, actually. So we have already created that course. We've paired it. But now I want to select what I want to sync or what I want to add to my Brightspace course from Cengage. So I'm going to drag that icon back on top of my Cengage module. And this time, instead of selecting the course, it's going to show me all of the assignments that are part of that course. So from here, I can choose which items I want to add to my Brightspace course from Cengage so that the links appear directly in Brightspace. You can also see there's a checkbox. There's two columns, Add to Course and Add to Gradebook. So you can add things to the course, a link inside of Brightspace that doesn't have an association in the gradebook, or you can add things that do have an association with the gradebook. So in this example, I'm going to show you how to add, let's say I want all of the homework. I want to add a link to each homework assignment in the course and an item to the gradebook. So I just have to select that Add to Course, where I'm going to add Homework Chapter 1 and Homework Chapter 2. And if I was doing this for real, I'd go through the entire list and add all of the items that I want students to access from Brightspace along with a gradebook item. And then I'm going to click Confirm Selection. It's going to show me the two links that I'm adding to the course and the two links that I'm adding to the gradebook, or two items that I'm adding to the gradebook to sync those grades, and click Save. And I have a message that it's complete and I'll be redirected. And now it reloaded this page, and if I expand that module again, there's those two homework assignments that I added. So let's go back to content. So when I go back to content, I'm on my Cengage module. And there are those two homework links that I added. So if I click on that, as your students would, it's going to open a new tab, and it should open directly to that specific homework assignment. So there's a couple of loading screens that take place, and there's the homework assignment that I'm doing and completing, and then getting graded. So going back to my Brightspace tab, I'm going to go back to content. And what I can also do here is if I want to organize my course by weeks instead of having my students click on the Cengage module to access all of these, I can drag these into any module I want them in. So let's say homework 1 is part of week 1 and homework 2 is part of week 2. I can drag them into those weekly modules if I prefer, or I can have one module for all of the Cengage assignments if that's easier, whatever you prefer. The second thing I want to show you is in the gradebook how those items show up. So if I click on Assessments and Grades, on the Manage Grades screen, you'll see those two homework assignments got created automatically in the gradebook when I added them from Cengage. And that's how you integrate your Cengage course into Brightspace.